Hello, 3rd through 6th grade artists. As you know, I'm at a professional development today with the other Jenison art teachers. So I have video instructions for you for your mini heart artworks that will create a Bursley mural. Here are some examples from some other students that I want you to be able to see. There have been so many cool ones created. And here are your instructions. Okay, so last week we spoke a bit about this, but you're going to get lots of choices, and essentially I'm just going to show you some options and process on the instructions, and then you design your own. So option 1 is you can use just one piece of paper, like this example. You can draw a heart and then design your background and design the heart. Option 2 would be like this one, where I actually, if you can see here, created a background and on a separate piece of paper created a different color and texture that I cut my heart out of. So I'll show you a couple options, but it's your choice. So you can use one paper or two papers today. If you're using just one paper, and I have one started to save us some time, I would start by drawing your heart and then first create a background that you think is cool. So for example, in this one, I started by coloring out from the edges with one color, and I was kind of imagining a rainbow of colors. So once I colored around with my first color, I chose a second color, and I just kind of colored into the first color so the edges blend. And I'm at the edge already here, so I won't have a third color for this section. But then I went on to yellow and to pink, and you could continue that pattern. And then what goes in the heart, again, it's totally up to you. You could create blended colors to create a texture. You could, like this example, have a couple different colors, or like this example, a solid color, or like this example, create a pattern. So again, it's up to you. So this is just one paper. I would color the background first, the heart second. The second option is to create two different papers and use one for your background and one for the heart. So I'm going to show you one option, how to create some blended space like this blue and white and black heart, but again, you choose. So for that particular look, what I did was I started by coloring, I'm using the word splotches, but essentially just coloring in a bunch of spaces with a blue all over the paper. And then I repeated this step, coloring several black spaces, letting the edges kind of blend or touch with the blue. Now I'm going pretty fast because I don't want these instructions to take too long for you. But of course you might want to slow this down a bit. And then lastly, I took a white and I kind of blended over the blue and the black with the white, and you'll see how this white really starts to blend these together. It gives it a completely different look than just the blue and black. So you can see how different this section looks compared to the rest. I'm going to keep going a little bit with that. One important thing for today, artists, is one thing I've noticed over the years as an art teacher is sometimes when we're working on a small scale, so a small piece of paper, students tend to think it's just like a quick scribble or you should do it super fast. I expect that even though this is a small artwork, actually because it's a small artwork, you should be able to put a lot of time into this small amount of space. So these should look really awesome. They should look complete, not scribbled, not rushed. So very important today that your artwork looks complete and it looks awesome. Okay, I would keep going to blend this together. I'm going to stop here to save you some time, but you would of course keep going and finish this. Another option, another way to create a background like this, because I've had a lot of students ask, it's very similar to how I just made this space. The way I made that blended background was I used red and yellow. And I'm using, you can see the sides of my pastel, so it goes really fast because the sides always fill space in fast. And I added yellow on top, and then I used my white again. I have a little bit of blue on there for my last artwork. And I blended with my white. In my younger grades, we were calling this frosting. It kind of looks like frosting when you blend with white. So you can see how that creates this effect. Okay, again, you don't have to use these techniques. I'm just showing you options. Then if you want to create a heart like this, now if you have your own strategy, that's great, but I want to teach you a new one if you want to use it. Step one is I'm going to fold this paper in half. And then I'm going to find the folded side. So I have an open side and a folded side. On the folded side, I'm going to make 2 dots. The first dot does not go at the very top. The first dot goes down about 1 inch on the folded side. Again, make sure you have open side, folded side, make that on the folded side. The second dot goes all the way to the bottom corner. So please pause and look at these dots. About 1 inch down on the folded side, and then at the bottom corner. Next, from the top dot, make a hill. This hill must go up first. Up, 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 and over. All the way to the top of the page and over to the other side. So first a hill from the top dot. Then draw down, 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 straight to the bottom dot. So first a hill and then straight to the bottom dot. Keeping your paper folded, cut on this line. And when you open it up, you will have a heart. Your last step is, of course, you're going to glue your heart on your background page. So again, I know this isn't complete. Yours would be, but I don't want you to just sit and watch me work. So once you have your background in your heart, you glue your heart on the background. I know you are at least in 3rd grade, maybe all the way up to 6th grade, you know how to glue, but a quick reminder, just put little dots around the outside edge. You do not need glue over the whole thing. If you put lots of glue on, it either oozes out or it makes your artwork do that wavy, wrinkly, too much glue thing. So just little dots on the outside edge and line it up on your background, press and hold. So again, I know these parts were not complete, but when you do complete it, you then have, so this was a separate paper, you have a really cool heart on a background. Again, so many cool examples from your classmates. That black really shows up well on that fluorescent background. Here's another example, and another example. So it's totally up to you, but you need to create a great heart artwork that's complete, colored in really neatly, complete, all of that good stuff. On the back, of course, write your name, and then your artworks, if they have glue, they can go on the drawing rack. If there's no glue, your teacher can collect them and store them in a basket that I'll have set out for complete hearts. So glue goes on the drying rack, no glue goes in the basket on the center table. Please make sure that your oil pastels get put away neatly. So the fluorescent trays should look like this when you are done. If you have the tray of pastels with the other color, they need to be sorted and put away nice and neat. Scraps go in, recycle, close your glue, put away scissors and glue. You are done. All right, I can't wait to see them.